Initiating System 1. System 1 loaded.
GoreCast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, GoreCasters, and welcome back here to the GoreCast with me, Johnny Deadly, and all of my other... Whoop, camera's a little bit on the wonky side. There we go. And all of my other homeboys to the right of me who are schmeltering in the heat. Yes. I lost them in a horrible schmelting accident.
So hot. Yeah.
Yeah, we're back. It's Group Chat Thursday, where we are going to be talking about some horror movies we've all gone and picked up. For watching purposes, this week's viewing pleasure shall be brought to us by the letter F for Fear Street and P for Part 3. Because Fear Street Part 3 dropped last Friday, and fuck me, well, technically Fear Street Part 3 and 4 dropped last Friday if you want to be fucking pedantic about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they made it 2 movies, is the thing.
And to become one. Some song, I forget who sings it.
Yeah,
Spice Girls?
Spice Girls? It's the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
really.
Wow, I
There you go.
fucking didn't see that coming in the... Who's your favourite Spice Girl?
Sporty.
Drop your Spice Girls in the chats. If you like a favourite Spice Girl. I like Sporty Spice as well. She's got moxie. I like the cut of your jib. Fuck you, YouTube, and the lack of notifications. Well, Bill, you've missed absolutely nothing bar me letting you know what's coming up on the show. Kind of, because I really didn't say anything outside of Fear Street. And I was having a quick discussion about who our favourite Spicy Girl is. As in Spice Girl.
His is Ginger Spice.
Ginger
I was
Spice?
trying to think of the name of.
Well, you know you're
and
getting...
thinking-
I'm not even going to say it.
No, that's what Bill said. Apparently, his is Ginger Spice.
Yeah.
Although, I can't say I disagree.
Yeah, I
Isn't
just
she
couldn't
the
think.
exiled Spice Girl? Did
What?
they, kick her to the curb eventually?
I think she kicked herself to the curb and did her own thing.
Oh,
Remember saying
yeah.
that correctly?
oh okay.
Might as
I
well
didn't
say
see it
hello
on
to
VH1.
Katie and Bree and Bill, who are all in the chats.
Willkommen
I missed
to
that.
the Chatson. Oh yeah, I gotta share this out really quick.
Katie
here.
said that she's not. Katie said she's not going to be with us for the full run tonight.
Oh,
She's still kind of
shame.
feeling. That's it.
I'm only joking.
She's still feeling wrecked after her jab, so she wanted to come in, hang out for a few, then she's going to crash.
Sorry to hear the jab is kicking you in the posterior, Katie.
Dr. Buzz says take 2 Spice Girl songs and call me in the morning. And you
What are you
should
trying to
feel
do? Kill the girl?
Ah.
It's evil, so maybe it will. I don't know.
No. It's Ammon Amarth for that, or Ammon Amarth for that girl. Trust me. Viking metal all the way.
I'm so glad you corrected the pronunciation there. I'm an Ammer. Oh, you were dead. You were dead. If they hear that, you were fucked, son.
It's all right, dude. At this stage, I've mispronounced their name on the metal show numerous times.
Fuck,
And then I
son.
correct myself numerous times.
Oh. Did that pick up on the mic?
Oh, yes. Nice and crunchy.
Did it? Okay. Oh.
Brought to you by the letter chiropractor.
Yeah, it was lit. Yeah.
Apparently, Bree had her favorite Nightmare Before Christmas mug smashed by people. I imagine the kids in her house.
Yeah.
Or, to be more precise, the kids that formerly used to live in her house.
Formerly
Yeah.
used to live.
That would
That's
be,
the underline.
that'd be where my bad parenting 101 would kick in straight. Get out!
And Katie agrees with.
Are you saying you love
me
a
and
mug
Johnny.
more than me, Dad? Yeah, I am.
It's her brother and sister, like, so, I'm pretty sure she
Are
had
you
no problem
saying that you
kicking
love
them
me
through the
more
window.
than? Are you saying that you love a mug more than me, sis? Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen A Nightmare Before Christmas?
If you drank out of this mug,
There's only one Jack Skellington. There's loads of Garys, Gary.
I guess this was a Jack Skellington flipping people off coffee mug. Something like that just makes it cooler.
Refer back to my previous statement of get out. That'll be it. Yeah. No rent can save you now. Get out.
The movie.
Other movies on the cards tonight, as mostly Fear Street Part 3 is revolving around witchy shit. We said we'd do a witchy shit episode, which is why it's called GoreCast Group Chat. Witchy shit. Because that's what it's about. Hey.
I think it's a GoreCast. I'm like, are they all GoreCast chat?
Well, they are all witchy
No,
shit.
he actually says
Actually,
witchy shit.
That's literally the title. The title is GoreCast Group Chat Thursday, witchy shit.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Just so if anyone doesn't feel like watching the show, so they at least have a sort of a quick, what are they going to be talking bullshit this week? I probably won't watch the, witchy shit. I actually wouldn't mind watching a bit of witchy shit.
Right.
That'll be all right.
Us talk about bullshit? I don't know what you are talking about. You're the least bullshitty talkers that I know.
Oh, yeah.
Do you just like phase out the show?
He did. Oh, fuck, it's not news logo. News logo, be gone. It's Group Chat Thursday. I get the Group Chat Thursday logo. Group Chat Thursday logo. Group Chat Thursday logo. There we go. Okay.
You're not Jedi enough.
I think if you watch the stream back, you'll find wrong.
He actually did get it timed pretty good.
Thank you.
Oh, did you? Okay.
It's like I made it.
No.
No, you don't say. So we have the Sam Raimi classic, except according to Carter. Classic's probably a wrong word. We have a fun little romp through the weird oral fetishes of Sam Raimi, mostly depicted through the cinematic delight known as Drag Me to Hell. It's a weird movie. It's a fun movie, but it's a weird one.
There's a lot of mouth stuff going on.
After that, we're going to be going over to The Witch from 2015. It's a real movie, not really fun, but it's a real movie. And then we're going to be going to Fear Street. As I said to the lads before, I get the cinematic qualities of The Witch. I get how well the storyline is written out. All of the witchy shit, when the witchy shit happens, looks awesome, shot great, and everything. But there's just a little bit too much angry Puritan village stuff, and I don't like witches, and not enough witches.
But that's the point.
Yes.
I get it. But
Doesn't mean I have to enjoy it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a personal
I just
thing.
didn't like it.
I liked it a hell of a lot better than I fucking Drag Me to Hell, I'll tell you that much. At least it knew what it was.
So did Drag Me to Hell knew what it was. It's fucking crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Annoying
Like,
for a lot of the time.
Carter doesn't even like the movie and can agree. It definitely knew what it was.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
You can't pull off half the shit it did without knowing what you were.
You don't accidentally fall into some of those fucking gross out shots. They're
Right.
planned. Yes,
That's
sir.
not what I'm talking about.
Okay. What are you talking? We can actually get into it. That's the first movie.
Right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, chronological.
Okay. Well, in that case, the fact that while attempting to do a horror movie, it just felt too comic bookish for the way that he was trying to present the story. Plus, to be perfectly honest, Justin Long, I want to put my fist through his face 90% of the time, and this film did not have that.
There's only like one Justin Long film I like. That's about
Die Hard.
fucking it.
Isn't it Justin Long?
Accepted. You seriously?
Yes.
Oh,
Accepted is a
fucked up.
great. The one where he
Yeah.
starts his own college.
yes.
Essentially,
Yeah.
that's a good movie. Isn't
Oh,
he in
that's
isn't he in one of those
teenager.
isn't he in one of those movies where he's like a waiter as well or something?
Oh, Waiting.
Yeah, that's fucking good as well.
I forgot about that one. With Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that one. So there's two films of his that I like. Otherwise, I just like he is so fucking throat punch worthy. It's not even funny.
Have you seen
I liked him in Die Hard.
Have you seen Zack and Miri make a porno?
Yes. That was funny.
Oh shit, he was in that.
He's the whole reason they think about making porn.
Yeah.
Because it turns out that he was a gay porn star, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that." And he was like, "Sorry, honey, I'm making so much money. I don't mind how many cocks get flung at my face." And he's like, "How much money are you making?" That's where they come up with the whole idea to be like, "So turns out you can make porn pretty cheap, and people will essentially, as long as there's tits in it, we'll definitely download it. It's what I'm
Oh
picking
yeah,
up.
no, I liked his character in that one, but he wasn't that big of an influence like in the movie.
Well, he's the whole reason
Or-
that they decided to shoot
No,
porno.
I'm sorry, not influence. He wasn't a big enough character in the movie, like so I still enjoyed the movie.
He was in
Majority of the
Dodgeball.
time, I cannot stand Justin Long, dude.
Dude, dodgeball.
Not one of my favorites.
He was in Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
He died, so I was okay with that.
Yeah. And
Look, the point is, in Dragula to Hell,
I was
it's
never one
definitely
for
one
the
of these more punchable films.
I was never one for the Jeepers Creepers.
I have the
Dude, great movie
issue
until
with
the
that
end.
movie on my.
Oh, until
This one,
my issue was that it was really cool when I thought it was this weird mutant serial killer dude until he sprouted wings and then they seemed to appear like exclusively use dragon sound effects from, I'm going to say Dragonheart if I had to narrow it down to be a specific movie.
Like, for me, had they not shown him and just like left it as some, I'm real big about I want to see the monster, but that movie would have been perfect had they never shown it.
Yeah.
And just kind of like left it off into the unknown.
Phantom of the Opera, Sleeping Son, or Wishmaster.
Oh, Night Wish tracks.
I saw them live many years ago. No, sorry. No, sorry.
That was the Kuna Coil.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, it was.
Because you and I ran into each other at that gig.
Yeah. Sorry, I got them mixed up. Sorry. Good
I
shout,
still got
dude.
a scar from that, actually.
Dude, I won't lie to you. It was a much crazier gig than I was, especially considering it wasn't like a big venue. It was kind of like a small, intimate venue. There was like
Yeah, it's that place in fucking
Dublin.
Temple Bar.
Yeah, just a bit off Temple Bar, Dublin. You know, couple of battered sausages, get some fucking Lacuna Coil in me. What?
Indeed. That was a good gig, I think.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that was a good accent.
No.
It wasn't the worst Dublin impression. It's a very specific Dublin impression.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anyway, Dublin been a shithole aside.
So glad you said
Dublin
it,
gets
not me.
like no love.
We
The Pale?
are. Yeah. While we were down south telling them to fuck off, they were up in Dublin going, come on in, lads. No problem at all. Nothing to see here. Sure, we love English people taking over. Isn't it? 'Tis great crack. Are you going to make sure that we're the center? Are you going to make sure that we're the center of your tourism industry if we do all of this paley stuff? Oh yeah, of course. Well then, pale on, my friend. Pale on.
Meanwhile, down in Limerick, every opportunity that can possibly arise for us to arise was taken.
Yes. Because we're aggro.
Very.
As a race, as a county in general, we're easily stirred and not easily quelled. So, fuck.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you. That was.
Anyway.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I put that quite eloquently, considering that my brain is literally melting inside of my head right now.
I work better when I'm melting. Well,
No,
I'm melting.
it's not that kind of good melting where I feel like my artistic creative juices are being flowed. You know what I'm on about. That's not what I'm on about. I'm on about
Right.
I can physically feel my brain reducing in size due to the liquids evaporating from within it.
that was eloquent, but as well.
Thank you. Enjoy it while it lasts, because it's going to be a progressively downhill stream.
By the end of it, he's just like,
What's worse is it's brought a whole new meaning to that visual joke of steam flowing out of somebody's ears, because it's now cerebral fluid boiling away in his brain.
He's a rescue ginger, very shy. Don't scare him.
Who, me? What?
Me, I think. It's what they're talking about.
Yeah, Bree was asking why can't the older sibling put the younger ones up for adoption? Just like drop them off with a string, even shit.
I won't lie to you. You can do that, but there's several steps you'll need to do beforehand that really involve you committing to a life choice.
You mean murder
Yeah, that'd be the one.
of your parents?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a bit of a commitment, all right.
Well,
yeah.
I won't lie to you. If your first set of murders are murdering my parents so I can sell my kids to the government, or sell my siblings to the government, essentially, you might as well just keep murdering people.
Preferably for money if you can, because, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Yeah.
Oh,
Three things she's found a solution. I'd leave them with Johnny. All three have HDD kids who don't listen worth a crap. You can have them.
Dead bodies everywhere.
Whoa. Where?
She
where?
seems to think you're the responsible one.
No, that's not it at all. Dead bodies everywhere. She knows exactly what had happened.
I'm going to feed the small one to the bigger one, and then I'm going to kick the bigger one through a window. I won't like it. It's not like I'm customarily mean to kids, but do you remember when you and I were watching Vivarium? Do you remember that movie with the screaming kid?
Oh my God! Yeah, I like kids usually, and even I wanted to punt kick him.
But I remember when we were doing the interview for American Horror, like that kid was screaming for like 10 seconds. I was like, well, if Johnny was in that movie, that kid would have been cleaning out the fucking window by now. Yeah. I'm the type of guy that would sit down and just scream back into his face. I'm that level of stubborn. I ate my dinner out of a dog's bowl to teach him a lesson before.
Yep.
I had cooked a fine juicy steak, at which there was another smaller there was a smaller juicy steak for the dog, at which point the dog decided to acquire a smaller juicy steak for himself without running it by me first, and also eat some of the rest of my food. So the next day I was doing a juicy steak. I disinfected his dog bowl, rinsed it out, made all of the fixings, the whole 9 yards, put it all in the dog bowl, put it down in front of him, and went, go. And as he went for the dog bowl, I just whipped it up in front of him and ate the whole fucking thing. And then I just went, you'll never eat my fucking steak again. And a line was drawn in the sand that day. That's like, I'm sure all of you have dogs and stuff like that, but there was like, that was a moment, as WWE would say, that was a moment.
I thought our dog was close to being murdered from my brother when this happened like last year or something. He had gotten some Chinese food, and our dog, like, he's like a food ninja. Fucking idiot, like 99% of the time. But if there's food around, he's like falling from the ceiling, coming out of nowhere. Like, what? So my brother gets up to go get something to drink, leaves the food. He leaves the food in the room. He didn't really think about it. The dog somehow snuck past him, and because he didn't even know where the dog was at. Somehow snuck past him, got in the room. He came back to the room, table knocked over. He's eating our things. He's like if Red could be like, oh my God, I literally thought I was gonna have to report a dog murder.
If you want to talk about, fuck, we sidetracked quick, but there's dog stories. People love dog stories. I should have put dog shit in the fucking. No, dog shit probably wouldn't have been the best wording to have in the title. Yeah. Anyway, Pam made a whole apple crumble before, and I was out back when my knees functioned. I was out on a photo shoot, and I came back, and she was like, "Weird question. Why did you eat a slice of crumble from the center of the crumble and leave the rest of the crumble?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you on about?" And she was like, She was like, the apple crumble I made. I was like, I'm only home. I didn't even know there was an apple crumble in the equation. The dog had literally eaten a perfectly, I'm talking perfectly square, normal size portion for someone to get of an apple crumble. Clean. Like, I won't lie to you. If it hadn't been for the fact that he ate it out of the center of the fucking thing instead of the corner, none of us would have known. Genuinely. Like, it was like, if Pam, if you're watching, will you mail me the photo of the apple crumble? Because she took it, like, I'm not joking, it's a perfectly square piece of crumble, just clean, missing out of the ninja fuck. Anyway, Sam Raimi made a mental movie about Romanian witches.
My dog likes books.
Sorry?
Yeah, no, I had a dog, and it really used to piss my ex off because it was her books he'd chew up. We had a bookshelf, and she would somehow get her tooth hooked on the spine, take the book off the shelf, and then eat the last few pages of the book.
Oh, that's a spiteful dog.
Right.
He's very selective.
Can't wait to see how this all rounds off after 3,590. What the fuck?
Yeah. I thought that poor dog was gonna die because we came home
That's it.
and there were
I'm
3 or 4.
I'm finally at the end. I'm finally at the end of Tolstoy's War and Peace. I'm just about to finally finish this 5,000 page. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, dude. There were a couple like she had already read and loved, and there was one that she's like gonna get around to. We come home, we're like, dude, what's this paper? Like, that's a book. And then we like walk into the next room. There's like 3 or 4 books on the floor, missing like the last few pages. I was like, dog, you better fucking run.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
who wants to do the synopsis for Drag Me Down?
There's
do
a
it.
girl. Oh, okay, cool. You go for it.
Oh, go ahead, dude. You
Oh,
always
okay.
do a better job.
Okay.
Something bad shit happened to a stupid person.
Am I doing synopsis, or am I like, do people want synopsis, or do you want a patented Johnny Deadly quick roundup and into discussing the movie?
Whatever you want.
Discussing the movie part, I guess.
Okay. Essentially, there's this chick. She works for a bank. She wants to get higher up in the bank. This Romanian lady comes in having issues with the bank. She works for the bank and therefore acts like a bit of a cunt. Said Romanian lady. Romanian lady puts a on her. She's like, ha ha. Crazy Romanian lady. Goes down to her car. Turns out that's definitely like that's a thing. And the crazy Romanian lady is in fact a crazy Romanian lady. There's a lot of puking and drooling in the main lady's mouth. Justin Long's there.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
I like the guy, but we're like, let's be fair. The lady needs a love interest, and that is Justin Long. The witch lady dies. Many things in relation to the curse that she's put on her start to fuck this lady shit up, to say the least. She realizes that the item that has been placed upon her person that carries the curse, if I can find it and give the curse back to the dead bitch that fucking gave me said curse in the first place, essentially, I should be able to resolve my life and go back to being a nice, happy little banker. And then well, you know, it's a Sam Raimi movie, so it probably doesn't
You
work
just go
out.
sideways from there.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not. You look, Ash saved the world and got sucked back into time. Then he saved back in time and they got sucked to the point that it was the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? Sam Raimi doesn't do happy endings.
Right.
She thinks that she
Look
does
at Spider-Man.
and she's like, oh yay, I returned it, and then at the very end,
Because
what
I was saying was because, like, if you look at Spider-Man, at the end of Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire was still Spider-Man, and I was fucking depressed as balls. I won't lie to you.
Yeah. Like, I gotta
Told
say
for
that
grace,
when
why
she's
are you
all
dressed like Venom? Get out.
Oh.
Get out of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You goddamn
If Red
jackass.
Foreman popped out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and
I
it
just
was
did a
on
Red
his
Foreman
head.
there. You goddamn jackass.
No, my thing
No,
is, like, when you have, like, that important item that, you know, is, like, the hinging
Snap,
of your
crackle, and pop,
soul,
always.
you don't just grab a fucking envelope and go, oh, this must be it. Like, I'm looking at it. I'm making sure that that's the fucking item in question, dude. So she kind of deserved what she got.
Yeah, well, let's be fair. Outside of the Romanian lady being a little bit crazy, she wasn't treated she wasn't treated the Mae West, was she?
No.
She was a bit of a see you next Tuesday to said visibly witchy looking Romanian lady. Was she?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, if that lady was on the other side of my bank or the table, I'm like, you know what? It kind of creeped me out. I'll do whatever the fuck we need to do.
I'd have told her I was just the cleaner and someone will be with her shortly.
Just briefly going to say hello to Cheap Heat Production.
Hey,
Podcast,
what's going
who's
on,
after
dude?
popping
How are
up in the
you?
Chats. Hello. I don't know. I like
If
the
anyone
Evil Dead movies.
isn't following Cheap Heat Productions, by the way, go check out Cheap Heat Productions because there were some fucking epic interviews with some really cool people on there. They had Ari Lehman on recently.
Oh, nice.
Or homeboy Ari.
Cool.
There you go.
Jeez.
Anyway, like I was saying, I like Sam Raimi stuff usually. I like the Evil Dead stuff. First 2 Spider-Man films, they were good. We're not talking about the disgrace of a third one.
What the one with
Thank you.
the one with
Nope.
what's his face in it?
Nope.
What's it?
Yeah, that guy.
Andrew Garfield.
guy.
That one?
Wait.
When they relaunched the series?
No.
Oh, Amazing
No.
Spider-Man. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was pretty
there was Spider-Man 1 and there was Spider-Man 2, and then they did Amazing Spider-Man, which were acceptable.
Yeah,
You know,
not gonna lie.
there's only so many times you can watch Uncle Ben die and impart some knowledge. You know what I mean?
And I appreciated that. Like,
He dies a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I won't lie to you. Since I've been a kid, I've been watching that poor old fucker die endlessly. Multiverses, different movies, different cartoons, different renditions of the cartoon, different comic books.
That's why when
It's fucking-
Disney got their hands on it, we're
Yeah.
just like, we're not fucking put that in there. Just go on.
Yeah, which I
Everybody
won't
knows.
lie to you. I kind of appreciate it. It's kind of like people understand Uncle Ben dies.
A pre-dead Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
We're good.
It's a very crucial part of the guy's backstory. We all know he croaks it. Okay, so
Anyway, point is, this is one of those occasions where, for whatever reason, sitting
Illuminate.
down watching a Sam Raimi film, it just doesn't work for me. I don't know. I
Illuminate.
just
there we go.
didn't like the characters, or couldn't get into the story, or just found it too.
What's vomit in the mouth?
That's a bit too bright, I think.
Well, no, it's
Well,
not that. I think because of the way the story was going, the Evil Dead stories, they're always tongue. What?
comment section, Cheap Heat said, even his rice company has died recently. Uncle Ben.
Right. Fair enough.
That was it. I won't lie to you, man. That was a good branding joke. As branding jokes go,
Right.
I'm down with that. That was good.
Anyway, for some reason, I think that particularly the way that the Sam Raimi style of doing special effects and stuff like that, because it looks so satirical and so comic book like, for me, it kind of detracts from the horror aspect of the story that he's trying to tell. Whereas in Evil Dead and things like that, it's part of it because the story he's telling is that way anyway.
Right.
I don't know.
I think
maybe
part
it's like I said. I think it's probably just me, but it's just for some reason this is one of those occasions where I'm looking at it and I'm kind of going, if this story was done by anyone else, I think I might like it, but because of the way he's doing it, and maybe also because Justin Long's character and one or two of the other ones
He's
annoyed
there.
me as well. You're kind of just
He's there.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, because for Evil Dead, all of that slapstickish kind of special effects worked. And the thing is, I don't think they were necessarily trying to go for slapstick special effects. The effects just didn't look as good. But for 09, that's kind of where I gave it the grade curve, because it was like 09. That's just kind of a lot of the effects that we saw in that time period. I will admit, this is not, but I will admit, like, this still has kind of like weird Raimi
camera angles and stuff.
Yeah, like
That's
stuff that
exactly
you don't
the stuff that I'm
necessarily.
There's a way that he does there's a way that he does like that fast shift camera angle and things like that.
It's in everything, every movie. That's
Oh,
like
yeah.
literally he's shot. Although I suppose every kind of good director has that
Their-
thing
their
that's
signature.
you know.
Right.
Yeah, a signature for them. Now the thing is, Raimi's signature, for some reason in my head and maybe in other people's heads, I don't know, it just equates to a certain comedy angle or comic book like angle. Whereas in this, because the story is supposed to be so serious, whenever we get things like that,
Whoa. Hang on a minute though. I mean, is the story supposed to be that serious? Like, I mean, tonally, there's that comedic element to it throughout, like intentionally woven in to the script.
well, he was going out of his way to try and do a horror story. Admittedly, a horror story that he wanted to be PG-13, which is why we don't have buckets of blood.
Yeah,
but
but
he's
they
still-
they have the creep out factor, and if you also look at the way they do the creep out factor, like think some of the second and third season of Ash versus the Evil Dead, some of the really kind of creepy, gory shit they did there, very similar to the way they did this stuff. I don't think it was bad storytelling where stuff came out comedically and it wasn't intended to be comedic to a certain degree. I think it was supposed to be this off the wall, gross but yet slightly hilarious kind of thing. Like, I wouldn't like if the old lady was dripping her fucking dentures into my mouth, but I'm not the one that's happening to, so.
Oh my god! Like I was just,
So maybe I would have preferred
Night,
if this
Katie.
was a more serious story. So, and you know, I like the idea. I like the idea of the curse. I like the idea of exploring somebody trying to get rid of the curse.
Yeah, I
It's
really
just-
like it.
It's just for me the style in which this story, the style in which he did it. I would have preferred a more serious approach than the whether intentional or not than the humorous. And normally I'm all in for the humor. It's just for me it made it seem like the film didn't know if it wanted to be serious or if it wanted to be slapsticky. And it kind of detracted.
And I didn't really.
Like I said, there's a bunch of characters there. You're just sitting there going, I want somebody to shoot them or punch them or just make them go away.
This movie is just filled with a lot of bad people. Up and down, bad people.
That's also kind of the point of the movie. I mean, it's the same reason Justin Long technically doesn't get finitoed at the end of it, because as just there as he is, it also leaves him as the only kind of nice dude in the whole movie. Because he's literally just...
Dude, he breaks and bleeds.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's literally like Johnny miscellaneous good boyfriend. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, can someone just get me the template for generally good boyfriend in a horror movie and just stick Justin Long on top of that there?
He's always looking out for. He is a good guy,
100%.
But I don't really I get what you're saying, Giz, but I didn't see it. I can see the comic in Evil Dead. I just saw them trying to do something more serious here. Yeah, it may have come off comedic, but I didn't really see them intentionally doing it, especially when you compare it to all of their Evil Dead and the stuff that he's done where he's intentionally made something humorous.
Just to clarify, I'm the one that said the thing that is in opposition to what you said. Giz is, from what I understand, pretty much in agreement.
Agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I like the story, but other than that, I'd forgotten how much of a crap movie this was, though. It just mainly the cast annoys the shit out of me.
I think it's good crap. It's schlocky. That's probably the word. It's just a schlocky.
Schlocky.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And can we pour one out
for introducing me to that term?
Can we pour one out for the actress who just had multiple things just vomited or sucked? When the
a lot of stuff went in that lady's mouth
in the car and just pretty much sucked her mouth with her gummy. Oh my god! I was like, what is going on here? Sam Raimi, you sick bastard! Hopefully, Sam Raimi.
That's the other thing. That tripped my germaphobe thing.
And it's if it happens once, okay, but 4 times where cockroaches, whatever, fall in her mouth. Lady seriously gum sucks her bottom mouth or bottom lip or whatever inside her mouth, just sucking her. Yes, I said suck quite a bit. That's how it is.
There's 3 significant scenes that happen to that lady where
and in the bio where she's dead and she just falls over and just disgusting, just pours in her mouth.
That means he is kind of following the cinematic rule book, though. They're just supposed to have the rules of 3s.
Yeah.
Because there is I know kind of extra shit does happen her, but it's all kind of matter of factual shit to get you to the 3 big set pieces, which are the shit in the car, there's her at the funeral, and the bit near the end, and then consequently.
I will say, for some reason, I thought the fight in the car was funny as hell when she hit her with the stapler.
Oh, dude, it's great. I really enjoyed that fight. It's just. But this is what I'm saying. It's a real. There's an there's an evil deadness to a lot of the to the fight sequences in it. So I don't know. I don't feel the comedy in there was unintentional. To be honest, I think it was supposed to be just off the wall, mental. Do you know what I mean? It just didn't
all we needed was Venom to show up and Sandman, and then we would have had would have been really good.
You see,
actually, those movies came out after that.
If you also look
interestingly enough, I once saw something that I can't remember where Sandman was characterized really, really well. I can't remember what the film was, though.
Sandman?
This 2 lighters for 1 time bullshit is annoying. I'm just going to put that out there.
I will say that.
Ready, set, game. What's going on? Welcome to the chat. How are you?
Hello.
That played Christina. Congratulations, you made me like Justin Long a little bit because she just annoyed the fuck out of me more than he did.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's also kind of Sam Raimi's thing as well. I mean, technically, Ash isn't supposed to be that likable of a dude. He's a little fucking cheesy one-liner dropping fucking absolute pussy boy, essentially, up until he kind of snaps like a brittle twig and duct tapes a fucking chainsaw into his arm. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like initially he's like, I want nothing to do with this. I don't give a fuck about the dead people. I'm getting in my car and I'm fucking gone. I'll let them.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Everyone's going to think I murdered them, or everyone's just going to think you murdered them and you're still going to be alive. Get in the car, Ash. Okay, let's do this. Do you know what I mean? There's the whole reluctant hero-ness in Ash and the Army of Darkness. Do you know what I mean? It's just that Bruce Campbell is just such a mental cunt and likable dude in general that it just landed. Do you know, people were just like, he's a little shitheel, but he's my kind of little shitheel. Do you know what I mean? I get it. You know what I mean? And I think he tried that here, where they're technically unlikable, except that they ended up just being unlikable.
Oh, yeah. There's no redeemable quality.
Bar Justin Long, who I have literally no issues with whatsoever, or gripes, or things to praise him about, because as I've said before, he's kind of just there. He's mostly there just because they're like, I don't think the
camera's pointed at him multiple times.
It can't be always her getting attacked by something, so we'll have Justin Long there to be a good boyfriend and just be like, no, you get away from my girlfriend, even though she probably, from what I've seen of her behaviours, very much brought it on herself, to be honest. But anyway.
And she kind of took a 360 too, because we don't see a ton of her before all shit goes to, hits the fan. But she didn't seem like she was like she seemed like she was nice and and then as soon as that, when she meets Armenian witch lady, then that's when she turns into Robo Bitch. And then you wish she died, and then she did.
You regretted it.
Oh, she definitely regretted it. Yeah, I'd say she definitely regretted it when she realized the button wasn't the fucking.
Well,
anyway,
when you're threatening to get stuck to hell, you're definitely going to regret when you do things.
Yeah, if there was ever a time to regret your decisions, is when you're literally getting sucked through a hellhole that's appeared right in front of you.
No, I just mean
I made a bad decision there.
Yeah,
she was that nice person that tried to kind of fight in a weight class that was not hers. She was not the douchey bag guy over here. She was not the douchebag manager. But she was a nice person. She tried to step into that weight class and felt complete shit right after it happened.
True, but was quite willing to do it.
Yeah, and didn't
I thought there was going to be more to that sentence there, but no, that's just it. Yeah, was quite willing to do it.
Like she let peer pressure take her to that one step, but then after she realized, fuck this, I'm cursed. Then her true nature came out, and she did have that ability. She's like, I'm gonna give it to.
Unfortunately, her peer pressure led her to get sucked in hell. Last time I had peer pressure, I just had a hangover the next morning.
And we all remember.
Something just occurred to me.
I think
everyone goes on about how she was mean to the old lady.
Yeah,
but nobody ever thinks, what if the old lady was actually from the beginning going in there with the specific intention of just fucking with her to try and get them to extend the loan, knowing that if she played the "oh poor me" card, someone would take pity on her. While then she goes in and goes, ha 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 ha, it worked once again.
Yeah, but that's not on the banker. That's on her at the end of the day. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit.
I'm just saying it slightly detracts from everybody feeling like what's her name? Christine.
It kind of harkens back.
Did her a badness.
It kind of harkens back to Al Pacino's big speech in Devil's Advocate. Where he's like, "Hey, I'm not the one that's making people make the decisions. I'm just merely putting some meat out in front of the pony, and if the pony wants to chew, it can." Just to let you know, by the way, in case you've never seen Devil's Advocate and you're going to be like, well, I'm definitely not watching that movie if that's the whole monologue at the end of the movie. That's...
Gotta watch it.
Watch it, because God damn that Al Pacino speech at the end where he's basically just like, God is shit. He's nothing but a big fucking joker, fucking everyone up the fucking A. Hoo-ha! Whatever other Al Pacino shit. It was so good.
Because I totally get what you're saying, Giz, but at the end of the day, though, that's not necessarily a banker, because I've wheeled my ass in a few times and played the cripple card, and they're like, "Oh my God, poor you." Yes, no late fees. But at the end of the day, I'm still the asshole at the end of the day.
I've done that a couple of times as well. They were pretty upset when they saw me walk out of the bank, though.
We always learn things about each other here.
You know, you hobble in on your crutches. You get yourself like really out of breath. Am I late? No, you're on time. Oh God!
Fat, not shape, considered crippled? Because that would be good there.
Yes, but I think you need to chunk up a bit before you hit that.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
To the pizza I go.
Like I won't lie. I won't lie to you. The few people I have any knowledge on who, like, literally were essentially viewed as disabled or were on disability for being overweight involved some sort of building machinery to remove them from their bedroom.
Okay, well, I can only dream.
Well, you can also eat if you. I won't lie to you. And number one, because I am going to say this because it's too hot, and as I explained, my brain's melting, and what what little filter I customarily have is not there. But I am also aware of the words that are going to come out of my mouth, so I'm not condoning anything that comes out of my mouth. I'm merely just saying, as dreams go, where you're like, it's like a boy can dream. I feel outside of dreaming, it's a pretty attainable goal. Like just eat lots and do less.
Right.
Yeah, kids like, I want to be an NBA basketball player. Like, yeah, maybe someday. I want to be 700 pounds. Like, yeah, that's achievable. Just keep eating.
I'm still laughing at that. I'm not condoning the words that are about to come out of my mouth. It's kind of like, but you're the one saying them.
Yeah.
But he's being like professional. He's like, look, I'm about to say some shit, but kids don't try this
Kids,
at home.
you know, if we were in a slasher movie style scenario, that a very plausible sentence to come out of my mouth is, I have this idea that could resolve this whole situation. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I have an idea that can resolve this whole situation.
That's paraphrased with, I have a cunning plan.
No, I'll never say I have a cunning plan. That's not.
No, but that's
you're
that's
the one
my
that
way of
looks
saying
like an evil genius, and I'm the adorable one. You and I are like Pinky and the Brain, where you are like the face of evil, where it's actually I am the one that's doing all the shit in the background. Like we are.
Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
You know what I mean? You and I fit into several categories. The Wayne's World of Horror, whoever called us that, I can't remember who it was, but I was like, that's bang on the fucking money.
And we ran with that one.
Jay and Not So Silent Bob was another one. I was like, yep, I can get. I'm not even under any illusions as to which one I am. I'm the tall, foul-mouthy fucking one. I'm well aware.
I like that one.
What, Jay and Not So Silent Bob? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's not wrong, is
that
it? Like, full discretion, it's not wrong, is it? Motherfucker. No, I'm not doing it. I'm above it. I'm not above it. That's the thing, though.
What was it we figured out the other day?
What?
Oh yeah, that was it. People getting ads for sex toys because they swear so often.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I won't lie to you. It never even dawned on me until whoever said it, and I was like, that makes actually a lot of sense. Bill said also Beavis and Butthead, which I can totally also get down with.
What about Fred and Barney?
Shut up.
That's awesome, Beavis.
Anyway.
Drag me to hell.
I can hear. I don't know what I got. I got a whole fucking Snoop Dogg hairdo going on now. Whatever.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
Well, that's that wet dream ruined for several fucking Star Wars nerds. Get that out of your head.
Always ruining stuff.
Anyway.
It's like Ladybeard Endor edition.
No.
Anyway, are we doing scores for Drag Me to Hell?
We haven't done scores in a while, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I won't lie to you, that's one thing I've actually noticed at the end of the shows, and I was like, well, I definitely haven't. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. What's going on? Are we down?
No, we're still good.
Here.
Yeah. We're right here. Yeah.
I've got you on Skype.
Yeah, is the chat still coming in for you? Give me a minute.
Bill hasn't said anything since the Beavis and Butthead line, but
Test.
as far as I know, it's
Right.
not.
I was getting nervous when Bill was quiet.
Yeah, we're good.
Test, yeah.
Successfully
Test.
connected. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. I didn't have a clue what
It's
was
okay,
going
Bill.
on.
Go back to sleep. Don't cause chaos. Do not cause chaos.
I'd like to think that it was you and I did such a good Beavis and Butthead. All right, I have to fix this here before I continue this sentence. Sorry. Because I'm worth it. I'd like to think that it was you and I did such a good Beavis and Butthead impression that we nearly got copyright flagged.
Could be.
That's cool.
That's awesome, Beavis. My name is Testicles. Yes. I thought you were going to go a bit of a wrestler thing there.
He was.
This is a test.
Kind of still is.
That's how the song went.
Trust me, if you know Bill, you'll know he was. That is exactly what he meant.
Right. Drag me to hell. I'm going to go with a big old 2.5.
Doing out of 5, right?
Yeah, it's out of 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
5.
2.5, yeah. 50%. Like, I do really enjoy the movie, but it's like I can... You know what I mean? I like all of the gross out shit, but all of the stuff that's supposed to be storyline in between is a little bit non-existent.
Okay, I'm not going to lie, man. I was giving it 2, and I thought that I was giving it a low mark, and I was going to go, I don't. Oh, okay.
Okay, I don't feel so bad because when he said that, I was like, fuck, man, I'm going to be the dickhead and giving it a 2. So, yeah, sweet.
Okay.
I give it a 2 vomiting ladies in your mouth out of 5.
Right. Since when do we...
That's a
Do we...
I just see 3 women just like...
Since when do we do that? Do we have to come up with catchy lines now?
What catchy lines?
If you're
What's
going to bring...
appropriate
Because he did a whole 2 vomiting ladies out of 5. Do you know what I mean? So he picked something that is in relation to the movie and then used it as a numerical reference to describe what his vote is, but in a visual manner.
Then for the next movie, I steal
Fuck,
goat heads.
there's a dude. I don't know what the shit is going on. Oh, that's more like me now. Sorry, there's been a lot of fucking big. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm very literate, but there's been a lot more big words come out of my mouth there, customarily. That hasn't just been. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe this brain melting isn't the worst. Maybe it's like when Homer had the crayon up his nose.
I told you. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was like my brain was swelling in my head, and now that the heat's reduced, it can function properly.
Oh, no.
That's worrying.
Don't read what Bill put.
I told
No,
you
no.
not to.
Two,
I
girls,
said,
Bill's vote,
do not
2 girls,
read the
1 cup
comments.
out of 5.
2 girls, 1 cup out of 5? I don't see how that's an issue. What's 2 girls, 1 cup?
Anyway, so trailer for Drag Me to Hell?
Moving on.
Is that what is it, like a cutlery company?
Yes.
Okay.
I wish.
Okay. Yeah, here's the trailer to Dragon Me to Hell while the lads tell me about
And
what
all
2
vomiting
girls, 1
ladies.
cup is. So it's a cutlery
I'm
company,
not
you were
telling
saying?
you shit.
Cutlery company is what?
Mr. Jacks, I was wondering if you'd made any decision regarding the assistant manager's position.
It's between Stu and yourself.
Stu Rubin, the new guy?
Stu's someone who's not afraid to make the tough decisions.
I'm perfectly capable of making the tough decisions.
I'll let you know as soon as I decide, okay?
Will you help me? Please.
Okay. We have an elderly woman asking for an extension on her mortgage payment. We would have to throw her out of her house.
We've already granted her 2 extensions. It's a tough decision. Your call.
Another extension is out of the question.
Where will I live?
I'm really sorry.
Never have I begged for anything, but now I humble myself
Mrs. Guinness,
before you.
please.
I beg you.
Please let go. Please let go. Security!
You shame me. Soon it will be you who comes begging to me.
Someone has cursed you. He's the Lamia, the most feared of all demons. For the first 3 days, the spirit torments its victims. After that, it will come to take you.
Take me where?
To burn in hell for eternity.
It's coming for me.
Please listen to me. There's nothing coming for you.
How do I get rid of this?
I welcome you. You can give the curse away.
And we're back.
You can't hear us when the trailer plays.
No, because I have a full-blown trailer blasting through my ear holes.
I forget the trailer plays louder.
The trailer plays
Because
full
all,
blast.
because all three of us were like, no, you're good, no.
Yeah.
I forget that, like, you have it, like, full blast in your
Blasting
ears.
into your ears is his point.
Yeah. Speaking of blasting into your ears, I now know what 2 Girl 1 Cup is.
Yeah.
Blast.
You asked for it.
Nobody
Blast
ever
in the
asks
rear.
for it, though, do they?
Someone must have if they did it. Anyway, on to the next film.
Yeah, on to the next film from 2015. It's got a witch in it.
Because it's called The Witch.
Because it's called The Witch, even though technically...
Kind of, sort of misleading. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's more than one kind of maybe.
Yeah, right?
It depends what way you look at it.
Yes.
Look, it's... Okay. So, The Witch is set in 1600s. Does it give it an exact year?
Yeah.
1630s. There we go. New England. So, it's a Puritan community, which means that they fear God like nothing else. In fact, this particular community, or this particular story focuses on a family that's kicked out of the community because the father is actually too much of a Puritan. Like, his kids are convinced that they are, like, on this earth, sinning from the very start. He has them reading scripture and the Bible 24/7. It's about as hard of a life that they can. They have to go out into the wilds and basically make their own way because they've been excommunicated from the community because he is such a hardline Puritan. I mean, you have to be hard for these guys to be turning around.
I had to appreciate that, though, because, like, the opening of that's just like, oh, so, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go out on my own if you guys are going to do it wrong. Like, that was a hardcore fucking argument.
Yeah. So, it's Caleb, his wife, Catherine, and their children. Primarily, daughter Tamsin, who is the eldest daughter of now 5 kids, I suppose, because a bit of time passes on. They've got a cottage and everything. They got a bit of a farm set up, but the crop isn't turning out the way that they can, so it is a hard life for them. Now, one morning, Tamsin is given charge of Samuel, the baby, and she takes him out into just kind of towards the woods, and she's playing with him, and she's doing the usual thing you do with the kids, cover your eyes, and there you are. Where's the kid? There you are. She covers her eyes, and the kid's gone. Yeah, basically, yeah. The kid's gone.
Which is
yeah.
weird because it doesn't seem like she's that far. Like when they first show, like, hey, this is where we're going to set up Homestead. It didn't seem like they were that far from the woods. So for her to be playing peekaboo and see the tree line, it didn't seem like she was that far from home.
I have to say,
True, but it's...
I have to say, when you said the word homestead, it's amazing how advertising marketing can work. The minute you said the word homestead, all that went through my head was Isfara Chuck Dundee.
Damn advertisers.
Yeah. But anyway, the family is naturally distraught, and they put it down to a wolf taking the kid. The following day, Caleb and William, the eldest boy, go out hunting because the crop is not working out.
Yeah,
it's
it's fucked.
They have to do whatever. It's
dying
fucked.
off.
They wouldn't say it's fucked because they're Puritans and they're not allowed, but I'll say it. The crops were fucked.
Yeah,
weather fucked, storm fucked. whatever you want to call them.
They're trapped. They were sprung. There's nothing there. They haven't caught any game. They come home.
You need a WWE championship for that.
The two twins of the family, Mercy and Jonas, are playing with this huge black goat that fucking Caleb has to wrestle into the
I would like to say, you say large black goat, but let's call a billy goat a billy goat, right? It's the most satanic goat known to man.
Right. And so, like, you know,
Philip has his own song that Mercy and
like,
Jonas
I swear to
about.
God, they must have gone to a petting zoo or something. Like, hey, is there any chance you've got a black goat that looks like Satan? Weirdly enough, right here. Look at it. Oh my God, he's very satanic looking. We'll take him.
And I will say, like, as far as the whole Puritan thing, I'm like, that would not have been on my property. Fuck no, it's giving me the willies. Like,
I won't lie to you, Puritan or not, if that goat was near me, I'd be like, umbago, you know?
Right.
Back it up.
But hey,
hang on.
But
they're
it's
out in the sticks. They're farmers. They need whatever they can survive on. Goats, crops if they can.
Don't care.
Whatever.
Back it up,
Okay,
Satan sheep. I'm not interested.
Right. For people that are all like, oh, God, that looks evil as fuck. Like,
it really does. Like, if it stood up on two legs, you'd have been just like Satan.
Yep.
Anyway.
And totally cool with the kids singing its little fucking song.
Caleb's the son, William's the father. I got that backwards arse. Fuck. Anyway, William, the father. Sorry, I got that reversed a while ago. Manages
Backwards arse
to
fuck. Seems kinky.
Manages to get Black Phillip into the pen, but also gets covered in fucking muck. The mother sends Tamsin down to the river with William's clothes to wash them. While down there,
what?
Mercy,
The sheep's out there now in the yard covered in shit.
while down there, Mercy starts messing around and saying that she's the witch of the woods and it was the witch that took the baby. Then Tamsin turns around and says that she is a witch, and if Mercy doesn't basically shut her mouth and behave herself, she'll do bad things to her. This plants a seed that grows during the course of the movie, because once again, we're dealing with people that put their every single waking moment into the notion that God is dictating everything that happens in their lives, and as long as they act a certain way, their lives will be a certain way. And because their lives are going harsh, it means that whatever sin they already have is being compounded in some way, shape, or form. The paranoia is real.
And knowing that, like, you literally sign your own death certificate, dude. Like, you stay in the middle of town, oh, if the water is bad, it's like, you're just like committing your own fucking suicide, dude.
Yeah, because the minute anything goes wrong, they're going to be like, well, crazy religious dude, definitely.
Like, have you ever told a small child, hey, don't tell this secret? Wait 2 seconds, secrets all over fucking town, dude.
To be fair, she also threatened the kid rather harshly to the point that the kid believed her.
And still broke. That's what I'm saying, though. Like,
kids be kids.
Right, exactly.
As the story progresses, Tamsin starts to become the scapegoat for a lot of stuff, because Catherine, the mother, is just naturally going to gravitate because she was in charge when she had the kid when he went missing.
Yeah,
there's a silver goblet that goes missing.
She's already a little bit miffed at young.
There's a silver goblet that goes missing, which we've already been told William sold off for the empty traps that they have.
Yeah.
That helps to add into the whole spiral of paranoia and add into the idea of Tamsin kind of starting to be ostracized by the rest of the family to a degree, because Catherine is blaming her so much for the loss of the child. When all the bad things start to happen, when they're looking for somebody whose sin must be the greatest, it starts to aim towards her. When Caleb, the son, goes missing one morning and Tamsin is with him, it sets off things in a whole other way, because when Caleb eventually does return, naked and babbling and damn near at death's doorstep, they figure that it was her that had to do with it. And
that's a great joke, by the way.
Once again,
I will read it on there momentarily, Bill.
But
I mean, like, because like you said, dude, the whole thing bases on paranoia and what have you. But like, this whole God-fearing father has no issue throwing his oldest daughter to the fucking wolves.
Oh yeah,
because
she goes against Jesus.
To be fair, when he realizes how far it's gone, he does speak. When he realizes how far it's gone, he does speak up. Now, I'm not taking away from the fact that he should have spoken up in the first place,
okay, he waited until like her neck was like on the fucking train track.
Yeah.
So but I'm saying though, and like the whole thing is just like, because like you said, it's based on realism of that time period.
Oh yeah,
like humility and what have you. And I totally agree. The movie sold the content. You know, like we all have that fucking in us of like, I don't really want to say I did it. Oh fuck, now I really got to say I fucking did it. Dad finally stepped up when he had to. You know, when he finally wore down and couldn't like fucking hold it anymore.
More so in a society that's based, more so in a Puritan society, because the idea is that you're living a certain way. So any form of sin is seen as being bad. Therefore, whatever you do, everyone's going to have something they're keeping secret because they believe it to be a big sin, when in actuality it's probably something small and stupid. The fear of those things being found out is what led to a lot of this stuff kind of spiraling, whereby we're trying to keep an innocuous secret and everyone thinks we're trying to keep a big secret, because everyone truly does believe that the bad weather, the kids going missing and all this has to be put down to supernatural forces.
And, you know, that's very true, because like as we transition from this one to Fear Street, both films show dramatically like how just a bad day, well, I saw Giz walking out of the fucking barn, that must be why the fucking cows are dead. Like people panic because they realize if without the cows we're fucked, without the food we're fucked. So people panic and then they just jump.
There wasn't any McDonald's back then. They could just be like, oh, no pay.
VHS bootleggers, welcome to the chat. They just said, Jesus, but what about going against Muhammad?
I'm sure there will be a movie eventually coming out of that. I don't know. Like,
it's just
we will
in
definitely
this
cover
particular
that
movie. It's Jesus and the Lord or Savior.
You know,
there's
like
one film that came up recently that might touch on that subject.
Jinn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, there is.
I haven't seen it yet. That's why I said it might.
There is.
I haven't seen that one either.
What? Is it where?
Jinn.
No, I'm reading the chat. Sorry. They just said, is it where?
Like maybe there's
we
a movie
haven't seen the film. We haven't seen the film The Jinn yet, but based on what we do know of the story and the setting, it is a possibility that could be something that's brought up over the course of the movie. We could be wrong. Just speculation at this stage.
I will say though, like,
no, it's definitely like 1630s New England Puritan.
We were saying, as in, not in the movie Jinn did it directly come up, but if you look at where the whole mythos of a Jinn comes from, there could be a religious element there, but I can't. I have seen the movie, but I can't rightly remember now if there was a whole religious thing. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I can't. I honestly can't remember. It was one of those. I liked it. I remember really enjoying it, but now I cannot pull it out of my head. I just remember the kid being like, literally, unlike in most horror movies, the kid was literally like, "Oh, that kid actually wants to survive and does really rational things in the rules of survival."
I will say I do really like the fact that there are like more Jinn movies coming out, because you had really serious thinks it's Wishmaster, so I'm kind of digging that whole. Even though I may not have liked a lot of them, I still like the fact that there's now a group of movies based off of them.
This Jinn is a different beast to the Wishmaster Jinn.
Yeah, this is the going back to the origin of the word and where it came from.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. This isn't an evil genie. This is a fucking straight up demon. Basically. Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
You okay?
If I remember correctly, Jinn Jinn originally derived from a word, or is the word, or derived from the word for demon?
I
or
think
celestial being. May not even be demon, but celestial being. So, like I said, that's why that's why I think, but I haven't seen it yet. Anyway, but
that's what.
Getting back to the witch.
They have their group now.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back to the witch. I mean, the whole point of the story is that they did get their hands on historical documents, journal entries, historical accounts of things that were happening around this time regarding the accusation of witchcraft and people supposedly being witches or things that were supposedly put down to witchcraft. So that's why the dialogue in this movie is very accurate. That's why the way that that spiral of paranoia and not knowing and hate and fear works so well, because it's based on basically people having an almost irrational foundation stone in the first
and
place.
also people, when they're being cute, manipulating general
society.
Yeah, manipulating general society's story, shall we say, to suit their own version of the narrative.
And like I get it, Giz, you're like, hey, you liked it because it was so historically accurate. But I feel like a lot of films have been historically accurate and better. Like, because I mean, this one, like, for me, there was just so much dialogue, not a lot of witch, so much dialogue. And while, yes, like, if you lean into it and say, you know, witches aren't a thing, this is just society creating its own demons, I get it. But it's still, like, there was just so much basing a movie off 5 people and going, hey, like, I just got bored.
I wouldn't say bored. The pacing killed me a little bit in this. It was just, I found it very slow in places.
I fell asleep and like picked back up where I left off twice.
I didn't fall asleep. I just I really like how the thing was shot, and as I said, like, as I said at the tip of the segment, it, like, everything it went out to do, it did really well. But it's just not my my normal favorite style of movie, that kind of thing.
I unfortunately
were you reading the chat when you threw your eyes up to? Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. I was just
I'm not touching that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get a chance to watch it because I had some stuff come up yesterday and today, but like I did try to go back and watch it like as much as I could before the show, just to kind of get a little bit of a feel. I mean, it looks like it was shot really well, and like
good.
I would say the acting was really well. It's just, I guess I couldn't get into enough of it to really form an opinion on,
like,
you know, what it was trying to do and everything. So
like I told Deadly before the show, like, I was impressed by the kid's acting. The little brother,
oh yeah,
when he has his fucking scene, dude, the
Yeah.
kid's good. Like, the cast is good. You know, there just wasn't enough to like really keep me like focused on it. Was all the problem. You know, but I did like the ending. Like, that really kind of,
especially after the way the story goes, when you see snippets of stuff, and when they do it's not even a twist so much as this is the way the story is going to go. It could go this way, or it could go this way, so we're taking it this direction. And I liked how they did it, you know, and
it fit really good.
It did, especially, you know, all the stuff that happened over the course of the film. But admittedly, I can understand why you'd have, you know, you're sitting down and you're kind of going, okay, get to the point. I can see how pacing could be an issue in regards, you know, enjoyment of the film. Personally, like I said, it was one of those films that if I was alive in those times, man, I would have gone on a killing spree and been burnt at the stake in a heartbeat.
Oh, dude. Yeah. No, it totally, like, it is easy.
I love the way he says back in those times as if it isn't on the table.
You're all
now.
mad. You what?
No.
I said I love the way how he says back in those times as if that isn't on the table now as well.
Society isn't quite as mentally deranged.
Well, if you kill a load of people, you're going to fry.
It's
so
yeah, but back then I'd have been burnt at the stake just for my existence.
Exactly. Like, nowadays you at least need a little bit of proof. Back then, bad crops, well, Giz was out in the crops. Bad fucking cows, well, I saw Giz next to the cows. Fuck it, and they would have thrown him on the stake.
Bad cows?
I don't know. Bad milk. I don't know.
From what I understand, because myself,
You're a bad cow.
Giz and I are from Ireland, which is essentially farming territory. So from what I understand, it's when you let your cows hang out with other cows that are of a bad influence. You know, like they go smoking down the back of the fucking cow shed.
Right.
Tip another cow.
Drinking underage when they're calves. Generally, kicking people.
Do they age differently? Like dogs and cats? Do they have like?
Did you just say do they lay
cow
eggs?
No.
No, I said do they
God, I
age
hope not.
differently?
He said, did they age differently? Like, is it every year for a cow is 7 years like a cat?
Right.
Yeah, that's.
I actually have no idea.
Yeah, see,
I'm not
I
that
don't know.
stupid.
Hey, at the risk of sounding bad, do you know
Never
why you
said
have
you were
no
that
idea? Because the life expectancy of a cow is ordinarily significantly shorter than that of a dog or a cat.
True.
So like they cat the dogs aren't unless you're in certain countries.
They've not even bothered counting fucking cow ages because it's like hamburger, soon to be hamburger. Fuck it, they're
McDonald's,
all
Burger King, Wendy's, yep, there we go.
Yo, you're acting like McDonald's and Burger King have actual beef
I know.
in their burgers. Let cop on there. We don't
And that's
lie on
why
the
I
show,
act like-
kids. You know that.
I don't know what's a bad cow because here in the Midwest, like we're farming, and bad cows are just like fuck you, like, and we consider them bad cows.
How does something with no opposable digits give
Cows
you the middle
with
finger?
guns.
It's the attitude
God.
on the.
Oh yeah, I get.
Dude,
I totally get
Like
you.
it's,
Yeah.
it's right. No, like we just know good cow. Oh, that's a bad fucking cow. That one's good. You just know.
bad cow puns.
Before,
Oh my
if you-
God, there's this.
What?
Sorry, I'm remembering a song from a long time ago that was
Yeah,
played a lot.
Cows with guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cows with guns.
Bad cow
Yeah.
pun.
And then the chickens with choppers.
Yeah.
I have to hear that fucking song now. All right.
Have you never heard
No.
that song? It's like
Dude, I think that
really
was played
famous.
primarily in Ireland.
No, it wasn't. Listen to the
I can't
accent of the
imagine.
person who did it.
Yeah, because it's impossible for anybody else to put on a certain accent while singing a certain style of song.
Cows with gun
Or
lyrics.
did you miss that? Or did you miss that lesson in the commitments? Royd, Sally, Royd.
I got a Cows with Guns by Dana Lyons.
That's probably it.
It's probably. I won't lie to you. There's probably not many.
You would
songs.
hope, like, but you never know with the internet.
This is true.
The internet
This
is
is true.
favorite place.
Okay, like I have to hear this just because the president said enough is enough. These uppity cattle, it's time to get tough. Cow dung flung. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, fucking listen to that.
Well, you
later.
see, there's an emphasis on the cow dung flung thing.
Oh, don't. Well,
Yeah. Bad cow
yeah.
pun.
Send that after the fucking show.
Anyway,
We hit the trailer for The Witch.
yeah. Or do we want to do scores first and then the trailer, or trailer
I'd
and
probably
scores?
go 3. I really liked it, except the pacing killed me a little bit.
Yeah, no, I totally give it a 3 because I loved everything but the pacing.
I can't vote.
Huh?
I didn't watch it.
I was going to say a 4 because I can understand why people would have an issue with the pacing.
I get it incomplete.
You
It's
got
10 divided by.
Oh,
I get it incomplete. I didn't do my assignments.
It's American schooling right there, and incomplete.
Yeah.
Oh, we just get a beating over here.
What do you mean
Yeah,
you
no.
didn't do it? Okay,
You get a
just
pass.
eye on it.
Right.
Right, here's the trailer for The Witch. We'll be back in a minute where we're going to be talking about the main thing of the show tonight, which is Fear Street Part 3, 1666.
1666.
Back in a minute.
What went we out into this wilderness to find? Leaving our country, kindred, our fathers' houses. For what? For the kingdom of God. Let us pray.
You've cursed this family.
Who's there?
Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I will turn to thee. None ever shall destroy my faith. For I repentant thou shalt be. Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I will turn to thee.
What is the evil of the wood?
Where like Bill
Let
likes
him
to
off,
kind of
Bill,
just
lead
keep
him.
it fun.
Alrighty, we're back.
Dick.
We are back, and that is the end of the witch section. Let's hit the chat for a minute. What do we got?
Bill lives a no holds barred life.
I'm not reading the Chris
What?
Benoit comment.
No, Bill, that's just no. We need to have a conversation, dude.
Yeah,
It was funny, but still.
the word
hurt.
the word decorum would come to mind.
Right.
Cow tipping is
But
fun.
still made me laugh.
Fun.
That's it.
Fun for the.
Oh.
Not fun for the cow, from what I understand.
That Doberman.
Ah, actually, hang on a sec. Bill was backing me up here. I was kind of right when I was saying celestial thing. The word jinn comes from the Arabic jinn without the D, a plural noun that means demons or spirits, literally hidden from sight. Yeah, I knew it was. Yeah, thank you, Bill. I knew it was more than just a demon thing.
Yeah, cow tipping is fun. Chickens with choppers, it's awful. You should never harm animals. Ethical hunting, spastic.
But how else would I
VHS
get
boot.
meat? I need it to live.
Yeah, with the, Anyway, my wife compared our sex to a wrestling match. She said it has no hold. Oh, God. Okay. Right. What is, not reading that one out. Tell you that straight out. That's not happening. Although it's kind of obvious, but
That's
I'm not.
actually not that bad.
Yeah, I just, the minute
That's
you
kinda
break.
funny.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
What's Hitler's favorite wrestling move? The German suplex.
You just
I'm
want
sorry,
the
I was
listeners to
one
say
below with the
German
blind
suplex.
kids.
No. Oh, God. The John Cena joke's bad. VHS,
The first one was good.
VHS bootlegger said wrestling is gay and fake. It's choreographed, and I don't think the gayness of wrestling should be a point of contention. Does it matter?
Yeah, there's plenty of. Yeah.
I mean, by that definition,
spitting
any
that at the
sport
wrong
where
group of people
sport where people rub off each other of the same sex is evidently gay. So
Don't even get me started on football.
they don't even rub off each other.
Oh,
just-
sorry. I forgot. Americans call it soccer.
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's
the-
what I was going to ask him, because there's that difference between the two.
Well, they have throw ball.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, throw ball and then, the whole
We call that
kickball.
Ireland, England call that rugby, and they still manage to kick it a lot.
Now that we've got what can only be described as a very weird turn in the chat, and all
Rugby.
covered, we shall start moving on to.
Oh my God, Bill's jokes are continuing.
We should all start moving on to Fear Street
Yep.
Part 3,
Fear Street.
1666.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, in the middle of the fucking intro.
Oh, Fear Street.
I got your hints, boss.
Cheers, dude. I
Let's
appreciate
drive
it.
down Fear Street. I will say, I didn't know this was an R.L. Stine thing till we talked about it, and we've covered that. I've truly enjoyed the trilogy of Fear Street.
Oh, it's
and
been
it's
bloody
rare.
great, hasn't it? It has been
as you go through franchises and shit, you're like, oh, I liked one, not necessarily two. I have dug the fuck out of all three of these
Yeah,
movies.
man. I have to say, the way that all three of them tied together were great.
Yeah.
I also
I like
I
the
have to
fact
wonder,
that-
I know we discussed this kind of kind of the last 2 weeks to a certain degree, but like as in, I can't imagine these coming out like over the course of 3 years. The fact that it was bang, bang, bang.
That's why I think it was 6 months, because it would work if you had the first one at Halloween.
I don't know. I don't even know if 6 months.
Again.
I don't even know if 6 months, dude. I won't lie to you. Like this was real.
If
there was
this
something
was
very effective about 1 week, the next week, boom. You know,
like this it was. I'm just saying. I think that might have been the original idea to go, every 6 months release one of them.
Bill's gone in overdrive.
Right. Oh, I know. But you were saying this was supposed to be a theatrical release, though, right?
Originally, it was supposed to be.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
But we've never seen a theatrical release in that short of a period. It's always been, say, year 1 or 2 in the same year, stuff like that.
The thing is, I don't know if they intended it to be like week by week.
Well, here's the thing. I'll put it to you this way: the actual financial side of it, in relation to the advertising that goes into advertising your major blockbuster movie that's supposed to be going into the actual cinemas and everything, are never set up on a 6-month program.
Right, and the fact of getting the families or people in general, So
I honestly do think that this would have been a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year.
Yeah, same here. Financially.
Or what if you advertised all 3 of them at the one time and announced the release dates in the one original advertising package, shall we say?
Yeah, maybe, but then you still have to go. You still have to go and advertise everything separately.
Yeah, because I'm ADD. As soon as I saw the advertisement for 1, I forgot about 2 and 3. Like, you have to keep reminding me, or I'll forget. So, financially, I do not think this would have had the success it did if it's not for streaming.
Also, with when movie companies release stuff, they have normally a list of stuff per said movie company that comes out at a certain time. So it's I don't think they would have had the same movie come out 6 months apart. It would have been, okay, we got Fear Street this month, and then this month we're releasing this kind of movie, and then this kind of movie.
I just think on a major cinema release style format, I don't think it's doable from a production standpoint. As in, the guys in the office are going to be like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. We need to do the thing, and we need to let you do your press tour, and you need to talk to people and go to the horror cons.
You go with the theaters. It's normally a movie's in the theaters for how long? 3-4 months, maybe, depending on.
Exactly.
So it's you stagger them out to where, okay, well, we need to. I don't know if they necessarily want to give time between each one, but the only way I think this format works is via streaming, because of that instant gratification. You can kind of go back whenever, and it's not. I mean, it's paid because obviously you got to pay for the streaming service, but it's you don't have to pay individually for each movie to go see it in the theater. You got your one Netflix price, you get all 3 of them, I think that's the only way it works to have it released like this. That quick.
I think Fear Street is viral because of Netflix. Everybody's seen it or talked about it and has loved it. I think if it had gone theatrical, it would have been cult classic. Eventually, people would have caught up to it. Eventually, people.
And also, I think it really did big because of the lack of Stranger Things. I'm not saying that's the only reason. No Stranger Things this year. It's almost seeing it's kind of.
I won't lie to you. If
I would say replacement.
I won't lie to you. I think isn't Stranger Things coming out in August?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's coming out soon. I thought.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I seriously thought they were. Unless they got a hold up, I thought they were coming out soon.
Season 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
They were planning to finish. Oh no, he's right. 2020. Oh no, that's Canada.
2022.
2022.
Yeah, because they were still working on it. They weren't even.
Yeah, they were still working on it when it got COVID kicked in, so they didn't get to finish shooting it.
I mean, it may have originally maybe had a August release date before COVID or something, but like they really didn't start getting back working on it until like once kind of things cleared up towards the end of last year, beginning of this year.
My hair will not stay out of my face. Sorry, I know I look like I'm fucking doing a whole. I'm not.
Yeah, I really like the cool thing that I liked is the fact that it's like, even though they're one central story, each movie is like a different movie, like a different vibe. It's like you had your slasher movie, this one's your witch movie. The first one, it's kind of a mixture, but like each movie's kind of different. It's not like
the first one's kind of more of a supernatural movie.
Yeah, right. Supernatural whodunit, like kind of mystery, and then you got your pure slasher. Then you got your
it's non-PG Scooby-Doo, isn't it?
Yeah, your period piece witch movie that reverts back to the beginning, as we find out. I don't know how much we're gonna get into it because, like, I don't know. I can't remember if we like get into.
No, because it like just came out like last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm losing track of time.
Pretty
I will say though, they did an amazing job because, like he brought up, like these are two films because the story covers the original, which was 1994. 94. And then it also does an amazing job of telling its own story in 1666 because it lays the complete foundation, no questions asked, that brings us all the way back to the very first movie. And it's seamless and it's beautiful.
It confused me initially because it starts off in 1666 and I was like, oh, I thought we would have got some sort of...
Dude, you know what?
It starts exactly where the last film ended.
Yeah.
But it does, like, I kind of liked it. It was kind of that just
but it was cool, especially considering they were going to do the 1994 part 2 bit. It made a lot of sense to just keep them as two separate.
Yeah, because we got that whole, like, previously on Stranger Things, like the little montage at the end, the beginning to show us what led us to where we were at.
I thought Stranger Things wasn't out.
You're really
I'm sorry. Fear Street.
I thought you were trying to do a gag there, Buzz.
No, previously on Fear Street.
Buzz
I really thought you were just doing a gag there, dude, because you were the one going on about Stranger Things and it being missing a while ago.
I won't lie to you, dude. I don't. The Stranger Thingsiness that you speak of isn't there. I think.
I'm not saying.
Like, I mean, the thing that
like Stranger Things.
The thing that. Yeah, but the thing that definitively made the Stranger Things was the whole. Literally, it's 80s.
Yeah,
whereas
this
is
what I was saying
is this is 90s when it is 90s.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying it's not Stranger Things. It's doing its own thing.
What I meant about the Stranger Things like reference is the fact that
means
like
every nostalgia vibe movie previous to Stranger Things and afterwards is a Stranger Things based movie. Is that what I'm getting?
I don't know. You wouldn't let him finish.
I was talking to you.
Yeah, he was.
Finish so that we'd understand what it was that he meant.
Okay.
What I meant was like every year when Stranger Things came out, it was like an event. Like everybody like watched it and like binge watched it. This is the next thing to kind of be a big Netflix event that a lot of people. I would agree. That's what I was trying to.
I would agree on that. Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
I wasn't saying it was identically the same like aspect or like it was like Stranger Things Junior. I was just like it being an actual big event of Netflix because we haven't had that and it's kind of in the place of Stranger Things because it was supposed to come out this year.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Because it is. Like there's very few TV shows that Netflix push the way they push Stranger Things, as in, as you said, in making it an event. You know what I mean?
Especially in the horror genre, you don't really get the horror genre pushed like Netflix. I'm not saying Netflix is doing it all.
I'm not trying to sound like an asshole towards Netflix, but in general, you don't get the horror genre. Period. To be honest.
I know that's what I'm saying.
But the thing is, they try. Like, there's been a shit ton of like Netflix horror, like vampires and zombies, stuff like that but a lot of it's been like overseas stuff that they picked up. Like Netflix in itself doesn't really do grand with
itself.
Yeah.
To be fair, they picked up the distribution rights for these. They weren't the ones that made the films.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was originally 20th Century Studios.
They do not necessarily pick winners, if that's better.
Okay, yeah.
I've I won't lie to you. I've been pretty okay with most of the Netflix own brand stuff. I mean, like what actual horror movies have they done themselves? There's the Babysitter movies, which I thought were good. There was that Stephen King movie. There was 2 Stephen King movies.
1666. Or not 1666, Jesus Christ. 1922.
Yeah, and there's Jacob's.
I like that.
There's Jacob's wife for the fucking thing.
Gerald's Game?
Gerald's Game, thank you. That's it.
Yeah. Stephen King.
Yeah, I never
finished that one. I heard it was pretty good, but 1922 was pretty good, though. I really like that one.
Yeah, I like that. Dude, once you start getting weird parallel universes and time shifts and stuff going in, I'm fucking in, because it's... I like to try and piece it together, because once you get those elements into a story, it can fucking go anywhere. So it's really like a little achievement where you're like, hey, I managed to keep track of that narrative. Well, I say narrative.
And what was that? The Tall Grass. I really dug the shit out of that one.
Oh, yeah, I remember we did that one early on, Into the Tall Grass or whatever.
Yeah, that's a fucking time shift movie and a half as well.
Like, I love
Into the Tall Grass.
Really fuck it up. Yeah, like you can either really fuck something up at the beginning, or you've got like a gold, and like Tall Grass was fucking awesome.
So to do like a really, really quick synopsis of
full discretion, I liked Into the Tall Grass. I wasn't blown away with the ending of it, I will say, but I like.
Yeah, the ending kind of blew, but I still like the overall. Like it was still fucking.
I also didn't like when it was just like, okay, what's the weird fucking thing that's causing all of these space anomalies? Oh, it's a massive space rock in the middle of the fucking ground. Of course. What else could it be?
Okay. No. You cannot knock my massive space rock after we did Don't Sleep in the Woods with the massive space rock that venomized 2 little kids and turned them into like mutant killers in the woods.
So you're missing, obviously, for some reason, even though you're the one that said the words, you're missing the crucial components to make that one way cooler, which was venomized kids that came out of the meteor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was the... Okay.
This was the rock with mystical powers at the time. And
totally corrected.
Yeah. Whereas the space rock in the Tall Grass was just like, oh, look, you're now in a different patch of grass to where you were.
Lame.
Yeah. Lame. No, it's not just clarify, not lame. I actually did like the movie.
You picture a couple of space rocks talking. He's like, "What do you do?" I put people in this spot and put people in this spot. What do you do? I turn kids into monsters with hideous
I regurgitate black ooze out of my innards onto 2 children and make them mutate into 2 massive monsters that go into a killing spree.
And make like all living things.
To the chat, Bree. The chaos is real.
What?
Yeah.
I said, welcome back to the chat, Bree. The chaos is real.
Oh, hey, Bree's off her phone. Cool.
No, she was she got sidetracked by her dad watching WWE.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure your dad got sidetracked while watching WWE as well. That's a shit.
Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Wait, what day is today? Thursday. What the fuck WWE is he watching on a Thursday?
I don't know.
Not like the rest of us.
If Bree, as a major wrestling fan, if he's watching Raw right now, tell him turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it off now. Actually, unless he doesn't like NXT, if he doesn't give 2 shits about NXT, keep watching. Yeah. You're going to be delighted if you couldn't give 2 shits about NXT. But if you actually like wrestling,
there was a shovel that was taken out on Raw and just smacked over NXT.
Yeah.
I fucking I love Bill's comment.
To quote Wrestle Talk famously, man, Jeff Hardy is my NXT champion.
Bill has summed up so many fucking horror movies. I love how in horror movies the person will ask, "Is anyone there?" As if the killer will say, "Oh yeah, I'm in the kitchen. What do you want a sandwich?" Like, no shit, dude. Like, why do we even
That'd
ask?
be nice
Like,
if the killer could make a sandwich every once in a while.
No, it'd be nice to be like, yeah, I'm here to kill you, bro. I'm in the kitchen. Creeping out the front door. Cool. But I do not understand the whole, is somebody there?
You know, I can actually see a way where that, is anybody there? Yes, I'm in your kitchen, could actually work.
You have to be like really fucked up, like I'm gonna hang you from like all four corners of your ceiling and go, yeah, dude, I'm here. I'm in the kitchen. Oh fuck.
And you're not getting out any other way.
Right. Like
anyway.
Sorry.
Fear Street.
It's a movie.
Yeah, Fear Street.
Yeah, so it takes place. It surprisingly.
Okay, I didn't know if we were doing the synopsis or
yeah,
not.
I feel we should. I feel we talked enough about talking about the movie that now that we haven't talked about the movie, I should probably
about it, but we never
get back on the movie. Is what I was thinking.
We follow Dina in the 1978 one. They come to this grand idea that they need to reunite Sarah Good's hand with her baddie. So they do that, and while in the process of doing that, she's transported into 1666, the birth of the curse. And we pretty much learn about Sarah Good and all the crazy...
Sarah Fear.
You're a witch.
Sarah Fear.
Or Sarah Fear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other. Yeah, other Good. Yeah. That's right. Sarah Fear. And we learn about her and kind of what...
Good blonde fear
evil.
witch.
Yes. Good is evil. Is what we find out.
Good is evil. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but pretty much Dina as Sarah Fear kind of goes through, and we just pretty much see everything that leads up to the curse that was put on the town and the reason why she was hanged and everything like that. There was some crazy drunk party in the woods, and some person saw her and her little girlfriend kissing. That means that they're the devil.
In those times, yes, it did.
I was going to say, right. Which goes back to the witch movie. Like, it's that whole kind of interpretation. You think about it, old boy got rejected in front of everybody. So as soon as something went wrong, it was...
Oh, he didn't just get rejected. He got fucking torn apart.
Got humiliated.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. But
humiliated.
In that situation, like we talked about, though, that when we saw witches get put on the cross, it was because, or at the stake, because things went bad, or people, wanting to get rid of necessarily something that could get them in trouble.
The very fact that they were caught kissing was actually realistically enough for them to be hanged.
Oh, yeah.
No, I understand.
Straight up.
All the other witchy shit that was going on in general just happened to be a good bonus.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because ironically, right after their scene, that's when everything starts going to shit. You know,
yeah, because well, you see,
priests are cutting their eyes out and cutting kids' eyes out, and which was pretty cool.
Which didn't help because, as Giz so aptly pointed out, it was like you didn't need any extra witchy shit outside of the fact that you were shifting a girl.
Yeah,
while also a girl, because that's definitely.
Oh yeah, no, but it was also a good cover to throw somebody that you didn't care for. You reject me, fuck you, you're a witch. Oh, you stole this, fuck you, you're a witch. Like,
dude, if you read through all of the stories and trials from the witch trials, or watch any of the documentaries, you would not be surprised, and I worded that literally the way I meant. You would not be surprised with how many people that happened to. At all.
You're a witch.
Oh, okay. Witch is a blanket to get rid of my enemies or somebody that wronged me. Like, fuck it, get you out of town, you out of town. Oh, must be.
And
a
it
witch.
was the perfect cover up for the actual true evil that was causing the true evil, because he was like, oh, I can do this shit, not get caught, and boom, there's my.
And I will say,
land to the slaughter.
I'm so sorry your husband died in that hunting trip I organized, where he went in left and I went right, and somehow he died and I didn't. But let me console you. Oh yes, don't worry, I have a wife. Everything's going to be fine and well. You rejected me. You're a witch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dude. Didn't want to sell that fucking property. Witch. Oh yeah, dude. Now I will say, that's one of the things I like.
Welcome back again, Bree.
I did not see who the bigger evil was. Like, that came kind of, for me anyways, came out of left field. Really dug it.
I kind of had more of a feeling after the second movie than the first one, because we didn't really get a whole lot of. I mean, he was in the first part, but I don't think he was in it as much. I think he wasn't really in that much the second one either. I don't know. I just kind of got more of a suspicion after the second one than I did.
Really?
There's an interview. No. There's a point in one of the films, I can't remember if it's the first or the second one, where he's talking to Dina and he's basically telling Dina all of this is going to be blamed on your friends. Mm-hmm. And that was when I was kind of like, but you kind of know what's going on. Why would you do that?
There was also...
I also took that as like an X-Files thing. You knew, so it was.
You know, the bit where the colored guy is arrested for doing the graffiti and everything that they show as a clue as to him in this movie. That was literally in the first movie. Like, that whole bit of dialogue is in movie one in the prison. It's just without it being in context.
I remember that, but I wasn't really putting, at that time it was early.
Yeah,
so
no, but
I
won't lie to you. I wasn't expecting him to be like in league with Satan, but I was like, fucking dirty cop wanker. Okay.
Yeah, no, and that's just it. Like, I just kind of thought, like, you know what? I'm tired of fucking with you. I'm just going to get your ass locked up. Those aren't my cans. I know. Like, I just kind of took it as that, though, you know? So, like, I don't know, man. Like, there was good twists and turns, and, like, everything about the trilogy has just been fucking awesome from start to finish.
Yeah, I have to say, like, all the misleads in it were very well done and functioned perfectly, because, like, they did a really good job of having good show up enough that you know he's there, but not show up enough that you start...
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was there, but he wasn't enough to where it's like, okay, he's on my list of suspects because he's been doing a whole bunch of...
When you look back in hindsight, there's actually a lot of hints as to what a dirty bastard is. I mean, like, even look in 1978, like, he saw that there was a bloody serial killer, and he turns to the cops and he's just like...
at the end, when she was, like, telling him, like, you need to tell him, he just stands there and he's just like, eh. Like,
and I get it.
Like, the effort to... Because he saw it all, too. Like, he was, you know, there when everything started going to shit. Obviously, he was the one who caused it.
Yeah,
but, like,
VHS bootlegger, the colored guy. What other way would you like me to say it? I can't remember the character's name the same way I can't remember any of the other characters' names bar Dina for some reason.
Her younger brother.
I can't think of... Yeah, but I can't even remember his name. He's younger brother to me. And also younger brother technically wasn't arrested properly.
Right. He was taken in.
He got brought down.
I will say,
the person of color.
His name was Martin.
Martin. Okay, that's a better way of doing it. Martin.
I thought it was Henry.
Okay. I'm sorry. I go with colored person.
That's Henry is her brother.
I'm sorry I offended you by not saying a person of color instead of saying colored guy. Terribly sorry, Carter. I didn't mean to offend.
Martin, who he was talking about, the guy who was getting set up by the... That's Martin. Henry's the brother.
I will say, I think the only thing...
Someone else.
I will say, though, I think the only thing that really freaked me out was when we do 1666, I'd gotten so used to the soundtrack and the amazing music.
Yeah, that's the thing I said. I'm like, how are you supposed to have...
Then it goes back to 1994. And the first song I ever heard
Offspring
play, and I just start singing away with it.
I love it.
Yes.
First song I ever heard from, and I'm fucking happy out.
I was like, okay, cool. You scared me, but you continued the third fucking movie with just phenomenal fucking music. I didn't know what you were going to do.
Just like,
yeah. Ain't my rules.
I like how over the course of the three movies, and this one especially, it's like it's that onion thing for certain films, you know,
it's got
when you're
layers.
watching and it's peeled away really, really well, and they're all interconnected, and there's stuff that gets revealed in the 1666 part that you're kind of like, oh, that's why that's the way that it is. You know, the red moss, I thought that was very good.
Oh,
yeah. Because all of a sudden it takes on a whole different connotation. Because at first you thought that was a sign of one thing, and then you're like, no, that's actually a sign of something the exact opposite. That's really cool, you know. And the layout of the caves and how the different, you know, it shows the different places that would have been on top of the cave system and all the familiar exits and entrances that we've seen over the course of it, linking in together along with the reason for the names and everything. It's, like I said, I enjoyed how over the course of the 3 films, and this one especially, we get that peeled onion ripped apart. And we had a genuine terror drone moment in the middle of part 2 where you have serial killers kicking the absolute bollocks out of each other, and it's great fun.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Oh,
That was-
I was so happy
Ooh, terror drone.
when I saw them opening up all those packages of Super Soaker 50s. Oh my God, that brought me to my childhood. Those were the squirt guns exact same squirt gun I had when I was a kid. And I was so happy they were spraying the blood everywhere. Oh, so good. I really liked also like how we were able to bring the cast back. Like the 1666 part is different roles, like a lot of the 1994 characters. We brought them back into 1666, but as different people. Like her brother was there as a different person, as Sarah Fier's actual brother, and just how like they were able to kind of bring the first
almost
movie.
everyone to the same positions.
Yeah.
More or less.
And also the other cool part was when they get back to 1994 and they're driving, they pass that street sign that says Fear Street, but instead of like FEAR, it was how it spelled, like the last name Sarah Fear.
Not gonna lie, dude, I missed that.
Touch.
Yeah,
like I kind of thought
it
it said Fear Street, and I was like, oh, there we go. Didn't say FEAR, but it's FIER, or however they spell it.
Yeah, however Sarah's name was spelled.
So I was like, oh, you got me again, Fear Street.
FEIR, I think.
Yeah,
Something like that,
yeah. I just like those just simple things.
FIER.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's because a lot of that whole Puritan religion would have been, there's German descendants into it, isn't there?
It would depend. I think that the group that this centers on seems to be
VHS bootlegger, a person of German descent. There you go.
The group that the community that this centers on seems to be Irish based on the accents they're putting on. So,
Oh, sorry, that was something I meant to say earlier that I completely forgot about. As two Irish lads go, they weren't the most offensive Irish accents I've ever seen in a movie.
No, we've heard much worse.
Oh,
yeah.
We've heard way worse.
Oh yeah.
One of the movies with even worse Irish accents in them actually had Irish people in them, which was the baffling thing. It was like they told them there was a new movie that came out and they were essentially told to Irish it up. They were like,
wow.
I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name of it.
I do remember you and I having a conversation going,
I
why
remember
did they sound like that?
I remember the Irish Times referred to it as the worst abuse of paddy whacking in fucking whatever amount of years of history.
But yeah, no, actually, I did think it was kind of cool how in The Witch we had the very Northern English accents, and then in Fear Street we had the kind of Irish accents. And once again, I think in this case, while you're right, there would have been communities. I don't know if the Puritan community would have been Germanic, but certainly there certainly. Though, yeah. No, you're right.
I'm not talking about the literal American populous side of it, but the heritage side.
Yeah.
Because Fear is definitely a German surname.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But there would have been, even those who came over, those who went over to America would have always been a mixed bag, shall we say.
Oh, yeah. It's sure whoever the English should fit in a boat.
And kick out of the country.
Yeah. Our country now.
I will say, I have to give it to, and I know I'm going to pronounce her name wrong, Leah Janica. She's the woman that directed all 3 films.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't give her enough fucking props. Like, that was just some good
She was
shit.
the one that was kind of talking about wanting to expand it, like, because they kind of talked to her and asked her if, like, they think if they would do more because of how successful it was. And, like, I feel like you probably could,
Well, there's loads of those Fear Street books. That's like essentially one story out of the Fear Street series.
But that's the thing, is it though? Like, I did not pinpoint an actual book that this is based on.
I gotta give it
kind of surprised me, or not surprised me, confused me why it was called Fear Street when I don't think it's actually based on one of a specific novel that he wrote for Fear Street, to my knowledge. I kind of tried looking that up, that if all this was actually based on one of the books or a group of the books, because I know he does a lot of sequels, and I couldn't find anything about that.
And I gotta give her props because the Fear Street trilogy is her second, third, and fourth film. She came out with Honeymoon in 2014. And I remember seeing that one, and that was like, I liked it. It was one of those strange kind of like, it follows a couple on their honeymoon out in the middle of nowhere, and strange events kind of take place. You remember that, Giz?
I think I can explain the idea of sequels and things. Buzz, I think the reason you're not able to find which specific thing is because the films themselves are the story of a few books put together, I think.
Okay.
And the potential future, the potential, where it's going. The director, she was speaking about basically, the way we had the 1994, we had 78, and we had 1666, but we saw killers represented from other eras. So we had Ruby. So her mother is in 78, but we saw the Milkman killer from the 50s. So she's looking at exploring his story. So we could see...
Oh, the Milkman killer?
I'd be down for that.
Down for that. He was
there was a lot of them that they showed that they didn't really pinpoint either who they were, or there's like a small little backstory.
Baseball bat.
Yeah.
It could be interesting to see that affected by the curse.
Oh yeah. When you said that earlier,
well, I mean, if you think about it, the only killers that actually get any bit of kind of background story to them are there's the kind of Scream killer from 1998 or 1994, should I say, and then you have Tommy from 1978. That's it. Nobody else really gets a background story. Ruby, you get a little bit of the background story in 1978,
but it's not.
We don't see Ruby's background story, but between her mother and the information that Henry has dug up from the first film, we do get a fairly comprehensive backstory. Now we see that there's a pastor who one would imagine was the next person to go mad after the Sierra Fear times. Or maybe he, based on the mask, it probably would have been around World War One. We can see there's a guy in like a gas mask, and he's got a pastor's collar. We have the Milkman. We have that dude in like the doll head with the baseball bat. I'm trying to think, was there anyone else that we saw?
A couple of the ones I can't pinpoint them off the top of my head, but
the interesting thing is, because of the way that these Fear Street movies have gone, I could very well see each of those being their own specific genre type of film, based on which killer, shall we say, she's focusing on for the story. So the Milkman thing could be like a Psycho story. Like,
I'd totally be cool with that.
I would imagine the Milkman thing will be a total Psycho story.
I guess like my concern was when he said like continue on, I thought they meant like Fear Street 4. Like, I'm like, dude, you summed it up. What are you doing? But like, if we go different killers,
well, it'll be Fear Street whatever. Do you know what I mean?
No, I just mean like I thought
Fear
he meant
Street
like
1950 or whatever year.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really read the article to go like what Gibbs just read. Like I didn't know where I just heard that she was talking about exploring it. I didn't know if it meant like a continuation or like what he said, like a look at other factors. I wasn't 100% sure.
Dude, if they let her have the fucking driver's seat, I'll fucking watch it.
It's very rarely that like you get movies, especially like a trilogy like this, that like they're able to stick the landing. I was like 10, like this, like the Olympics, like you stick that landing.
Everything 10. And everything tied up in a nice, neat little bow as well, where you were kind of like, I feel all things I needed to be answered and fulfilled were answered and fulfilled by the end of this, which is a very rare instance.
It's because it was written as a trilogy. I mean, when you look at it, a lot of the times they got the first film, maybe they have their idea for their second film, But the third film is just a bit of a notion that maybe if we do well, we'll get them. These were designed to be, okay, we're doing these 3 stories. We're doing it this way, all 3 films back to back. This is how it's a complete story. We just happen to be filming it in 3 different parts.
We've even seen the, like, you know, where you may have a grand idea, but a director or somebody can fuck that up real easy.
Oh, yeah.
As I said, once again, this is when you look at things that are done over the course of years, because that's generally the way these things work. Whenever we look at films...
that, I get that, but I mean, like, huh? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, apart from the never-ending story that is the end of it, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, as it was, is an example of this is the plan for all of the stuff. We're doing it all back to back, and it's going to be in these separate sections. And working, like I said, apart from the we don't know which ending we want to go with, so we're going with the endings that don't make sense rather than the one that does. But anyway, it's that kind of mindset and that kind of approach is when these things work, and it's because people are able to, because they know they have the financial backing or whatever to be able to do all 3 of the movies, or they have a plan whereby they're shooting everything all over, you know, all at the same time, and then editing will turn it into the 3 separate stories as needed.
I won't lie to you, I really don't think Lord of the Rings is a good example.
I'm just going to say...
They fleshed up those movies, something woeful.
Yeah. I mean, come on,
Lord
dude.
Of the Rings was? No. I'm not talking about Smog and all the rest of that. I mean just the 3 Lord of the Rings movies.
Like the original trilogy?
I'm not talking about The Hobbit, like Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
That was a padded motherfucker.
That padded up.
I mean, we literally could not have
spent 20 minutes looking at a blade of grass, which is what it would have been if they went by the book.
Yeah, they didn't go literally by the book, but they did what can only be described as the exact cinematic equivalent of said book.
There's a lot of
Do
stuff.
we need to get back into the Clerks 2 thing?
No. The point is that the reason that a lot of the time trilogies don't work is because they aren't as meticulously planned out as something like Fear Street is.
Yes.
Or was.
I get that. But again, as we've seen, my point was too many cooks in the kitchen. We have people that plan shit out, and they did not necessarily like the numbers of the first film or what have you, or I like the color blue, and too many people get involved. And so we do not necessarily see as many trilogies stand out as well as this one did.
Yes, because
it doesn't have anything to do with planning or anything like.
And that could also be the fact where maybe they, like he was kind of maybe hinting to, where maybe they filmed it all in one go and didn't really give a chance for anybody to get in the kitchen, as we say. And the movie's done already, so here it is.
If that's,
like that, I mean, that could be the way.
If that's the thing, I hope they start doing that all the fucking
Because
time.
with them to be coming out as quick as they did, they've had to have had these movies filmed somewhat close together. And the fact that one wasn't released yet to okay, well, the first one came out, this is what you did wrong, this is what you did right. Like, they did them all before the first one was released. They had them all finished. And you, like I said, you didn't get the chance of having a second opinion or somebody like, okay, well, I saw the first one came out and I didn't like this about it. Let's change it in the sequel. They filmed it all at once at one short span of time before the first one even gets released, where no one kind of was able to get a hold of it before they came out. Then that works, because you don't get that second, third person to be like, okay, actually, well, I mean, you did this wrong.
I won't lie to you. If you were like, if the cinematic thing was the original intent for it, I would imagine if you were going to be releasing them on a yearly basis, you would need to have at least 2 of those movies pretty much in the bag before you start rolling them out.
Yeah.
So that while movie one's...
Because that's what they did with Lords, right? They did one, but they were filming 2 and 3.
Yep.
About the same time, right?
Yeah.
For what?
No, Lord of the Rings, they did all the filming together, but they staggered the post-production stuff.
Oh, I thought that one was done, but they were filming 2 and 3 together.
No, all on-set stuff was filmed, or should I say all live-action stuff was filmed all back-to-back pretty much
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then everyone came in to do whatever bits of green screening and things like that they needed to do separately. Yeah, all in all, Fear Street Part 3, or any of the Fear Streets, if you haven't seen any of them yet, go check them out. They're totally worth a watch. We're going to hit the trailer for Fear Street, and then we're going to be back. I got a little bit of comic book news. Well, not news, a little bit of comic book. Yeah, we'll say news. It'll be a proper news bit on Tuesday. And other than that, we'll catch you in a moment. Here's the trailer for... Oh, yeah, sorry. Ratings for Fear Street. 5?
5.
And that applies for the movies individually and as a
trilogy.
A trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah. 5.
Big old fat 5.
Excellent
Knocked
work.
them out of
This
the
just
fucking park.
works.
As I said, I loved the second one so goddamn much because it's been so long since I've had just a good old school fucking slasher.
I don't know if I've given anything a 5 since we've like done the rating system. I'll give it as an individual and all 3 films.
I definitely haven't given a 5. I know that for a fact.
I can't remember. Like, I'm short term. I don't think I have, but I definitely give this one a 5.
It's absolute fun, and it doesn't drag.
No.
Like, none of the movies dragged in any spot. And like I said, they're each kind of their own style of movie in a big unit, like in a big one story. Where, like I said, you get your supernatural whodunit in the first one, you get your good old slasher film, you get your witchy period piece third film, then reverts back. The way they did everything was just chef's kiss.
Right. Okay, so here's the trailer for Fear Street Part 3, and we're going to be back after the break, which is the trailer for Fear Street Part 3.
We can end the curse. For Shady Side. What the hell?
You see it now.
Sarah!
The devil has come to feast on our misdeeds. And his darkness grows within each of us.
Sarah Fear, you know nothing good comes from those woods after sundown.
What was that? The truth will follow you forever.
What happens now?
Right, I was hoping to have this set up before we came back in, but fingers. Turn you off.
Fingers.
Fucking fingers, which goddamn. Someone read some chat there for me for a minute while I fucking do this.
So it comes down to, like, Bree was talking about how her...
Carter,
she kinda
because
can't-
Bill's been busting out comments left, right, and centre. Discretion, please.
Right.
Okay, cool.
No,
Because I don't know what's in there. I
bas-
can't see the chat at the minute.
No, it's all right. For the last little while, they've been discussing Bree trying to work in labor laws and stuff like that.
Me and Bree were talking because it was like, she's like, you know, every time my boss calls, I kind of panic. And I'm like, dude, I totally get it. It's that whole, like, you know, you haven't done anything wrong, but you're still waiting for that phone call of, like, you're fired, you know? And so she was happy. It was like, oh, no, it's just like one phone call was like a, hey, what do you want your schedule to be? The other one was like a, oh, were you at work today? I didn't see you kind of thing. And then Bill kind of brought up, was like, man, your all's labor laws are weird. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've never really thought about it. So, like, here, as you kind of go day to day, I can't really say they're weird, but I've not paid attention to other countries' labor laws to say if they are or aren't.
I'm
You just kind of get used to, But I was like, she's like, oh, you just don't want to tell your boss to fuck off, and I was like, well, I mean, it kind of depends on the boss, because I did once, but in defense, we were in the midst of an argument. Like, I was running the cashier at a gas station, and he said something to me, and I said something back, and he didn't like it, and so me and him were like right behind the register, like shouting at each other, screaming "fuck you" and the whole thing, and we've got like a whole line of patrons like waiting to buy gas and coffee, and he's like getting in my face. I was like, dude, back the fuck up, and like we're just fuck you, and then finally he's like, I'm going to my office, and I'm like, fuck you, go to your office, and then it was like, oh hi, just coffee on me, sorry about the show. Gas, I can't, that'll be $5, thank you. Coffee, sure, on me. And then, like, I went back and I was like, all right, so I could have had a short temper. I'm sorry. He's like, bro, we're going to do this. This is what happens. We're cool. Oh, okay.
Nice.
I've had another boss ever tell me that. Like, so. I'm like, I need
New sensations.
But not the last one. Like, that's where it got weird. Like, after that. Yeah, like
New
it was just kind of
yes. Sensations I would describe as something different, I imagine.
Well, you had the sensation of wanting to murder the boss, and then the sensation was quashed with caffeinated beverages.
Right, like then it was that whole like, I get paid next week because I still have a job. Oh, thank you, God. Okay, cool.
And thank God he's going to pay me next week, because otherwise I'd have to murder this cunt. Right, so as you were aware, myself and Giz have a TV show over on American Horrors, and the owner of American Horrors used to run a really cool publishing company. And by used to run, I mean it's back in business and is a kicking. And they have not an omnibus. They have a buildable omnibus out now on Kickstarter at the moment, which is hopefully going to get the buildable omnibus done, as well as get a load of other projects done as well. If you're looking for kind of a quick insight as into what sort of comic book literature will I be dealing with, noflyzonemania.com. This is where the quote is from. If comics have a pantheon of saints with Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Alan Moore, Denny O'Neil and the like on one end, then Hart Fisher is the devil. Who is the guy? Doing the I keep saying build the bull. Build the bull, not build the bun. Build the bull, build the bull. Build the bull, build the bull. Buy it, build the bull. But yeah, Kickstarter, there's some, you can see the artwork looks looking really, really cool. There's some really cool artists involved in it. There's some very cool perks, which,
and I'm stoked to see him coming back with that, dude.
Yeah, me too. And there's going to be extra comic book things as well that I can't get into right now. That's a really cool picture.
Just that one.
There you go. It's my 30-year anniversary of being in comics. Helped me come back in this 325-page plus collected edition of all of my adventures. The Kyle Holtz and Nelson t-shirt reward tier rocks. More rare collectibles tiers coming, which I will be getting into probably more on Tuesday will be the plan. But basically, if anyone's interested in comics, you want some really, really cool just some really, really cool comics and have them relaunched, and you want to see some kind of a little more running the cuff of acceptability in the world of comic book literature, I suppose would be a good way of describing it, this is the place to go. So check out the Buildable Omnibus Kickstarter, and we will have a full news bit on it on Tuesday, where I'll be going into stuff a little more in detail, and all going well, we should have Hart and possibly one or two of the other artists on in the upcoming future for a bit of a chat about how the world of comic books and Boneyard Press and arguments with famous comic book companies and t-shirts telling said comic book companies where they can go shove it and other things of that nature. Yeah, So go check out the Kickstarter and strap in, because there will be a full news bit, as I said, about it on Tuesday. And other than that, that's the end of the show, guys. If it's your first time here in the chat, please hit the like and subscribe. There we go. Hit the like and subscribe button down below. Really helps us grow towards our goal of 1,000. So YouTube will go, oh, you're actually a channel now, which would be nice.
It would. Totally would.
It would be nice.
Do we know what we're doing Sunday yet?
Sunday, I would imagine, is Among Us. No?
Sweet.
Or do you want to try something different?
Oh no. I'm totally used to like not trusting you all on Sunday, so
Yeah. How are you looking on this Resident Evil board game? Gizzles.
Oh, sorry, I kind of was enjoying the Among Us as well. I'll look into it.
Okay, cool. Because the plan was to eventually not just do one game.
Right.
Yes, I know. And then
Which
we
would
all
be
got
the-
addicted.
Yes.
totally addicted. I'm not gonna lie, I did the shit out of them.
Get Phasmophobia. Or get Daisy.
Okay.
Actually, not everyone get
Phasmophobia,
Daisy,
right.
or none of us will get any fucking work done. To be honest. Yeah, like and subscribe buttons. And speaking of Hard Fisher and American Horrors, over on American Horrors this Sunday, myself and Giz are back, where we're going to be talking all about a new movie called Werewolves Within. Yeah.
Oh.
Which is a fuck ton of fun. It's Knives Out with werewolves, for anyone who didn't see the show.
Nice.
Earlier in the week. As well as that, myself and Giz are going to be getting into the magical world of Pinocchio, but the not so magical side of it, because it's the literary version, which is dark as fuck.
Dark as fuck.
Dark as fuck. So dark, in fact, that we'll give you a little insight as to some of the stuff that might come up in the show. So dark, in fact, that his publisher had to come back and beg him, hey, so traumatizing kids wasn't really the plan with the book that we were hoping for, and maybe if we could, is there a way...
Write some more
Is-
and
yeah.
continue the story a bit.
I'm not saying don't hang the puppet. What I'm saying is don't end on hanging
Do
the
stuff
puppet.
after hanging the
do
puppet.
stuff, life
Wow.
building, character building stuff after hanging the puppet. So myself and Giz will try and ruin your childhood as we try to let you know how fucked up Pinocchio actually is in another episode of Johnny and Giz Ruin Your Childhood. And other than that, we'll catch you all on Sunday for a bit of Among Us and some bants before the TV show goes live. And other than that, we'll see you then. Everyone say goodbye, peeps.
Goodbye, peeps.
Bye.
Make sure that I'm not out here too late. Don't want to make ourselves out as bait. At the same time,
Dude, I won't lie to you. I'm very apprehensive about this whole secondary werewolf hunt. The last time we did one, I just got nearly assaulted by a sexually aggressive furry.
okay, look, man, this is Beaverfield, okay? You don't need to worry about it. This is a major werewolf population zone, okay?
What's going on there?
What's going on where?
Your nose just got bigger.
No, it didn't.
It just happened again. No, there's something definitely going on. Every time you talk, your nose gets bigger.
There's nothing wrong with my nose. I've always had a fine Roman nose.
Roman's one way of describing it is Roman clean off your face. Gives me a good idea for an episode, though. Join myself and the kids this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, only on American Horrors, where we're going to be getting deep and dark into the origins of the wooden boy known as Pinocchio.
You know, you think with a town called Beaverfield, maybe I could find something that can, like, shave off this thing?
You're going to have to. It's unsightly huge.
Aha! See, I told you.
Right about what?
Werewolves.
What about them?
There'd be werewolves around here.
Yeah, you didn't know they were here, though. Otherwise, your nose wouldn't have gotten bigger.
There's plenty of things that I'm not aware of. That doesn't mean I'm not right about them. Oh, see.
Don't forget, if you enjoy our Madcap GoreCast horror hijinks, we stream 3 nights a week over on YouTube, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays, where you can see a little bit of this. Turd spoon, god damn, I knew there was something I wanted to bring up in the... God damn, I don't know what a fucking turd spoon is, but I'm mad to...
Yeah, pretty in-depth.
Most definitely some of this.
With a new 2009 twist. She pulls out of her vagina.
I'll give it to her though, because like, you know how like magicians kind of like do something and they pause dramatically. She took that dramatic pause.
And occasionally some of this.
our favorite Halloween movies.
What's up,
And then the rest
GoreCasters?
is-
Welcome back here to the GoreCast. Yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm back.